3. If Heroic win from this point, Optic are out. That could be the determining moment.
You're absolutely right. Oh my god. I've never seen that happen before, ever. A Molotov lands in the ceiling when 2 players are up there. You would have guaranteed win the round if it landed successfully.
Originally, I thought he'd somehow whiffed it completely, and then you sound. So it must have landed just above. It's so brutal.
Obscene. You hate to see that.
Because if that connects, they're both out of that position.
If not dead, they've been put in a compromised position where they'd have to peek. Well, so that was insane. Luckily for Optic, though, the money's still so weak. Even after winning the round for Heroic, they have 3 kills and a deagle. They won the last round. So they should be able to win this one.
Well, Optic might be on tilt street, but they've got to get themselves back into winning ways. Hence the timeout. Have the weaponry advantage. Only Heroic's second round on their T side. Fortunate, to say the least. No push just yet. Side of the map. Hoping to get a flank into play if the rest of his teammates can be successful on their B endeavor. But both the CT going to be a walkout for Cajun B. That's a free frag and a second and a third, and the bomb goes sprawling out. The round is done. They may have got fortunate in that last round, but it's not seemingly going to strike twice.
Couldn't really. Now that one doesn't make any sense to me. Walking through one by one for this smoke. That was what they came up with. And they could have waited for that smoke to go down. I'm not really sure what they were hoping would happen at the end of that one. So the risk on the MS4 just beneath the lower ramp or on top of one. No real reaction. You can't really con where he is in that short window of time. You just have to hope you can use the sound cue to work out where he is. But that's a full eco now. Vince, I'm going to say this is going overtime.
I'm alongside with you.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm with that.
Yeah, I think it's almost starting to go up. By the time Heroic can buy again, it will be like 13, 14, and they might squeak one more round. They'll get reset again, and we'll pretty much go overtime. Redundant round here. Just run in. Crated, I think, on the way down. So there we go. That's fine. Let this happen.
Yeah, he got smashed in midair from the player that was on the site. 14-12.
So another eco here. So like I said, 14-13. Then I would say Heroic win one, then get reset again. Then we go overtime. Let's see that happen anyway. So they have to take another eco here. These resets are brutal, especially not getting the plants down. I'm still disappointed with their approach, just walking down lower ramp. Sure, you don't have much to work with, but let's try and be a little bit creative.
You've got to assume with that much time left that someone's got to be watching ramp as well.
Yeah.
But there's no way someone isn't.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, still. There we go. Anyway, Deagles, sometimes these rounds can work out. Ivy under lock and key. Trick him somewhat here. There we go. Not bad. Didn't anticipate him being in front of the smoke, and now he can get a rifle. Get that. He's going to stick around. I feel like that could have been an incorrect call, but still. And now Convict's so focused on him, his teammates might be able to do something with this. Oh my god, it's working out. What's happening here? Freiburg's got another one, Vince. This was the full eco. Could this find them series point, elimination point against Optic? It's up to Cajun B, and Yugi bomb is going to be planted.
The play in motion. Yugi's been Cajun now to try and make the most of this. Continues to go in. He is going to die to 1 on 4. He's it's a ridiculous flick shot with the Deagle up on the box.
It must have been. I have no idea. But I was so focused on Freiburg at that point. I was like, how is he going to make this one work? He does have the balls to continue to go towards the back tracks there, like 2 HP after getting tagged up, and somehow got another kill. Very chaotic round, but that relieves a ton of pressure now for Heroic. They can go for the slightly more audacious plays and go for some Hail Marys, perhaps. Because they have 3 rounds in the bag. Optic have all the pressure on them. Luckily, they had decent money for another buy. Money not really a factor at this point. They just need to win out every single round best they can. They've gone for the double orb setup. Yugi and Snappy. Heroic. They've got enough in the bag for another buy. They won't be completely wrecked by the reset here if they lose this. They'll head towards inside once again. No presence from the CTs. Could they get the 2-0 and knock out Optic here, Vince? No one really predicted this one. I know a couple of guys on desk said Heroic could win this, but I don't think anyone anticipated the 2-0, to be honest.
No, I think everyone, myself included, expect this to go 3 maps whichever way it went, and to be very close on all 3 of those. But with the double orbs, Optic have plenty of firepower. Heroic have no interest in Ivy this time. They're looking to have a set play on the A site, setting up their smokes, starting to be tossed in. 40 seconds. Yugi's position. He's about to become tenuous, but actually no nades are going to be landing on him. There's a smoke in there. You can see desperately wants to tap a shot through the smoke. Does connect onto Asilian, but it's not enough to take him down. Now step up to the plate, Cajun B with his spray. Config's also chipping in for 2. It's looking good now with just 20 seconds that we're going to go at least one more round and potentially to overtime.
We did say it was looking likely for overtime. 2 in a row, though. What's the play from Heroic? They take 1 eco here, a partial buy. They've got enough to squeeze one out, but I feel like they'll just go for the Deagles, perhaps. And yes, they will. Just Deagles, armor. And they've got 5k on Mertz, 5k on S-Tag, buying Deagles now. So they could have bought, that's what I'm saying. But they're going to try and just finish things off around number 30. Will it work out for them? Time will tell. They did manage to win a round before with just Deagles. So you never know. Sometimes it's enough. Let's have a look at the scoreboard while we're here. Freiburg, 22 kills. Nice to see that name at the very top of the scoreboard. As Mertz with 18, Asilian 20, continuing his good form. And Mertz continues his rampage here. Even manages to take down Snappy. Unfortunately, he does get found by Config in the end. Great stuff, though. 4 versus 4. No rifle obtained, though.
But this could also factor into that 30th round storyline, but because Snappy's gone down, $700 left in his bank account. Even if Heroic lose this round, if they take enough weapons away from Optic, they're going to be lacking some grenades, potentially lacking a double up setup, maybe an M4. So still plenty to play for in this round for Heroic, even though it's very unlikely that they actually take the W. Flash over. Not going to be pushing behind it from Ivy. More of a fake than anything else. Meanwhile, S-Attack, poised, ready to strike like a coiled viper. Freiburg, though, is once again going to get some success, and not like this, Optic. Not for the second consecutive time with Deagles. Surely this isn't going to happen, but now Gates in a 1-on-3 as Asilian takes down Config. How is this even possible? They've let this happen twice. Asilian's done it. Heroic best Optic and knocked them out.
That's been one of my favorite games of the tournament so far, Vin. So many storylines coming into it, underdogs taking it, and so many amazing rounds as well. Shout out to Freiburg there. Like I said, it's been a while since we've been able to praise the old dog, and he manages to finish very top of Heroic there. Great play by him, some fantastic rounds, and he was influential getting them over the finish line there as well. There's one digs he got towards Ivy to get towards the backtrack there, found in the 15th round, removed the pressure, and has knocked out their rival team, the team that's taken so many of their players, their flesh and blood, and now they've knocked him out of the tournament. I think that's a fantastic little storyline there. And Optic can't be too mad about it. It was a fantastic game. Sure, it was 2-0, but we had so much fun watching that one. So great Counter-Strike displayed. Some of the skill level just going through the roof on some of the individual moments there.
I mean, it was nuts. It was 12-3 after the first half, and I thought, okay, here we go. They're just going to put on a clinic of a CT side.
Absolutely.
It slipped up at the end.
Really, really enjoyed that. It's the first game today that hasn't gone to 3 maps, and it's probably the one we thought was the only lock-in, didn't it? Well, there it is. I'm sure the boys on the desk are going to have some fun. So I'll throw it back to the beautiful birthday boy and the rest of them over on the desk.
Thank you very much, you Charmer. A great series, and a series that we didn't necessarily have the highest of expectations for. Delivers in buckets and spades. Heroic getting revenge versus a team that they've got a rivalry with, I would describe in some sense. I think once your players get stolen to a different organization, a rivalry does begin, and it is all the juicier to see a 2-0 get them through the elimination match and into playoffs. Guys, we have, of course, Pimp and Sponge joining me. Jacob, that was quite the match.
That was quite the match, and quite an unexpected result is what testaments this victory. I think they played overall a great game. I think they played way better as a team than Optic did, and I think the individual level also showcased a little bit. We did outline before the match that Optic definitely had the more talent on the team, but I didn't think we saw that in this game. I think Freiburg, S-Attack, all of those players, you know, the old vintage good players, maybe not S-Attack, but Freiburg at least, you know, had some good impact.
The Deagle, and they're able to close out, and to do it in that fashion with the pistols to win the game, you can see the excitement there on them to win that game and what it means to them, because right now in Denmark, I think that second spot is definitely still up for grabs. Even though North beat Astralis yesterday, I still think it's not locked in who the number 2 team in that region is just yet. Yeah, I mean, Freiburg given space, and look at him fly. 23 frags from the second map, and that, of course, does equal him out with everyone else. It seems to be a very clear team effort. No large separation between top and bottom. In fact, everyone's pulling their weight and getting them to the playoffs. They're in the globe. 2 Swedes, more Swedes. Freiburg gets to play NIP tomorrow at 10 AM, bright and early. If you're not a fan of Swedish Counter-Strike, you will be tomorrow, that's for sure. But look, I think that it was like a grind that game. It was close. It felt like towards the end there, the Optic were going to take that game. I was saying when the scoreline was like 12-8, I was like, Jacob, don't get up. Don't put your shirt on.
Relax, relax.
Just stay seated. We're going to a third. But those deagles, those pistol buys towards the end there, enough to get them across the line. So
gorgeous.
Props.
Yeah, we actually have Modi standing by, so we can get a little bit of extra insight. Hello, hello. Can you hear us?
Hello, I can hear you.
Beautiful. Dude, first of all, congratulations. That must have been, I'm not saying it's took you by surprise, but you guys just qualified for the playoffs of Corsair DreamHack Masters. What's your initial reaction?
I'm really happy. Like you could saw it after the game. I was really pumped. It means a lot for me, and I think it means a lot to Patrick, ECT Tag as well, because basically we faced two of our ex-teammates who left us for a better team, in their opinion. So
yes.
Yeah, I'm happy.
That's the question I was going to ask. I was going to say, how good does it feel to beat Snappy and Yugi and be like, look here, boys, we're able to do better without you. We can even beat you.
I mean, I'm happy, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So
we just with that line of, I guess, thought process, because you played with Snappy for so long and you know how he in-game leads, how much of that were you able to bring through and give to Asilian when you guys were preparing for this matchup?
A lot, actually.
Yeah.
We kind of knew what to expect from them on train and Nuke, because, like I said, I've been playing with Snappy and Jugi for almost 2 years, and there was a lot of things we could like pass on to Asilian. So, like we had a lot of information at least.
Talking about Asilian, we both know him very well, Marty. We both played with him. How's he different compared to Snappy as an in-game leader?
I think he's more like he listens more to the players. Like if we want to do some plays, or he often say it's okay, and he's not that strict. With Snappy, it was more like sit back, wait for my call, do the strat, and that's it. With Asilian, it's more. We have more freedom. Yeah.
You can definitely see that in the play style of the team ever since this change has happened. I noticed you guys have kind of diversified your map pool. You're looking a lot more brawly. And well, the one for me is S-Tag standing out. He's been having a lot better individual performances since he's had more room. You know, you obviously get to play with him, and you had that period where he went to the bench and all like. Obviously you practice with him. What kind of skill ceiling can we expect from this guy?
He's a really talented guy. He's probably one of the best teammates and players I've been playing with recently. He's always calm and collected. He can play all the guns and basically all the roles as well. So, like, he's just amazing.
Sounds like me.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, take up.
Last question, Modi. But Ninjas in Pajamas tomorrow. How you feel about that one? You feel like you've got a good shot?
Yeah, I don't want to be cocky or something, but I mean, I think we have a really good chance against them. We have been practicing against them a lot, actually. We actually practiced versus them during this event.
Oh, fantastic.
And yeah, like, we know what to expect, and I think they know what to expect as well. I think it's going to be a really good game. Hopefully we manage to beat them and qualify for semifinals.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
Can't wait to see you guys go back into the ring. But go get some rest, Roddy. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
In the Globe. Oh my God, exciting times. But we're getting close to having just one more spot available, guys. And before we get any closer to the hype and the next game, I do want to have that breakdown over on the drawing board.
Yeah.
Did you find the round you were looking for?
I hope so. This was just one of the rounds that I was quite interested in that was run by Heroic here. And basically what they're doing is they're just posturing for an outside fake and then going to go for some Ivy contact play here. So the smokes and flashes are all going to come on over, and what you're trying to do is bait away the utility from the Optic players. Instead of, you know, going straight out and using that, they've waited and they're going to go for a contact play with the core here, the three players making their way towards Ivy, and the two who are holding brown walls are going to come back towards team middle. Normally when you have an outside fake like this, most teams will want to be hitting the inner bomb site because you're drawing rotations towards the outer yard, but here they're hoping that the Ivy player, which is Snappy, is left alone and they're able to trade him. Eventually, this does take some time. We can skip forward. When the attack happens, Snappy's able to get a kill. Eventually, he's traded. We questioned how long this would take. You can see the rest of the utility coming over. It isolates Config and Popdog. They've thrown their other flashes and smokes, and now what they want to do is pincer and isolate the yard. In all the confusion, the players from Optic are getting caught out of position, and it puts a lot of pressure on Gade and Yugi, who are left to defend the yard. And then you can see Cajun with the AWP. I think he gets left in a 1-on-2. And whiffs some really big shots in that scenario, and that's not what we wanted to see. But the misdirection of that strategy is what I want to point out. They're really pincering and hoping to draw that rotation and make, you know, get Optic caught in limbo, and then cut off the players. You see that smoke landing in Pop Dog? That's how you really negate an aggressive player like Comfy, because he has to make a choice. He either stays in Pop, he's got 20 seconds behind that smoke, or he plays outside of that, and that's when he's, you know, inevitably going to get flashes, has to make an aggressive play towards team mid. He goes down and the round falls apart.
Yeah, you know what? That's it's actually kind of crazy when you get to see just how a team can look so good in one round and just so confused and lost in another. Maybe a smoke grenade is all it takes.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. I think it's almost time for us to take a break. And coming up after the break, he made it. Woxic is going to be stepping back into the ring. Snacks has got himself a camera. And we're going to see Mousesports versus Hellraisers with their full roster as they battle for survival once his visa issues are fixed.
Wanted Anderson to do his whole boxing thing.
We can get that, Moses, if you want.
Yeah.
I said we should do some sparring every once in a while, you know?
Yeah, take it to the gym, have a little exchange blows and everything. Yeah,
I think weight class is roughly equal, so we'll make that work, no problem. I'm super excited. I think this is great. Swedish team on home soil, always a good time. And the fact that Freiburg is playing his old teammates, I think, is amazing. And I really don't think you should underestimate how much the Swedish crowd is going to like Freiburg as well. Individually, just as a brand, I mean, he's a lovable guy. There's no getting around it.
One of the favorite sons, and he's on a primarily Danish team as well. So a little bit of a traitor in a way, but still, I mean, we heard some cheers when he walked out onto the stage and everything like that. So yeah, that's going to be a very fun little revenge story going on. A battle of the old teammates. One of the second player from that vaunted NIP lineup to get dropped from the team. So maybe a little bit of sore emotions, but I think this heroic team is a little bit underrated.
They do have a lot of power in this lineup, and I don't know. I mean, the NIP that we saw, they obviously made it through the playoffs, but there were some bumps in the road. It wasn't all smooth sailing, so I wonder if this is going to work out so easily. I could definitely see 3 maps here. The fact that we have Nuke and Overpass and Train, I mean, this is an interesting map pool as well.
I was going to say, we don't get these 3 maps in a series too frequently. Like this is like all the least favored maps usually.
Yes.
I mean, what an interesting way to start the day. Going to be very fun. We have the knife round going on right now. Forrest is playing with the camera as usual.
Yeah, that is his thing, isn't it? Nuke, we've seen a lot of Nuke in this tournament, and we've had some great games on it. So I'm kind of excited. It seems like people are scared of Dust 2 for some reason.
Yeah, like no one's really too comfortable with it. And I guess that always kind of happens with a new map coming in. You have like some teams who are just really, really good on it, and then you have to wait a while before other teams are motivated to put in that work. Either way.
Very interesting indeed. Who's your pick for this, Moses? You've got to pick one team.
Oh, that's harsh. I think this is actually super close of a series. I think this could actually go either way. I'm gonna pick NIP just for the love of the home crowd thing.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that I think it's gonna have like that big of an impact, but I just kind of want to see a Swedish team stay in this arena as long as humanly possible. Which, I mean, oddly enough, would probably just be the semifinals.
It could well be. It's a really rough bracket on this side. You're going to run into what, either Astralis or MIBR?
Yeah, that's no fun, is it? Although, I mean, to be fair, remember, NIP did win that first DreamHack Malmo, the very first DreamHack Masters event that we had, and that was a miraculous run in and of itself.
Yeah.
I remember that side of the bracket that they were on. Every single time they played a series, was like, listen, NIP, they've shown good things, it's all well and good, but this is where the buck stops. This is where they're just outmatched way too much. And they just kept winning, so you never know.
You see Heroic in a bit of a huddle here. I am going to have to go for NIP as well. I think Forrest and Rez are going to drag them through this game. I think they're going to be super motivated. And yeah, I think especially Rez is the guy that I'm looking for here. I still think that we've only seen the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this guy. Super young player. A little bit nervous in the beginning. I mean, can you really blame him playing with the likes of Get Right and Forrest? You know that's going to be a bit of pressure. He's done it for a while now.
Right.
I think this is going to be a big event for him.
Yeah, I really like what we've seen out of Rez in his development. I mean, it's telling as well. Whenever we've talked to the NIP guys, at events, since they picked him up, it's been a while now, but they only have good things, not only about his abilities, but about how hard he works and how right. Forrest, always fun. Forrest has been playing well this event. Dennis, I feel like, still hasn't kind of hit that top level, that top gear that he can get to with this NIP roster.
I agree, actually.
And if ever was a time to step up, it would be now. Fist bumps are out. Players are ready. Freeze time counting down. Stockholm, the first quarterfinal begins.
Yeah, let's get this game underway. It's going to be Nuke starting off here, the quarterfinals, and I just can't wait for this to go live. NIP starting on the CT side, Heroic on the T side.
But as we know in this version of Nuke, that might not mean everything. You'll see if they can pick up the pistol round here. Already, Forrest has the door exploding, and Muddy's gone before the dust even settles, and Rez will take down Freiburg and falling back into safety. Oh no, that's a... How does Lecro get Dennis killed? There wasn't even any firefight, was there? Forrest, more headshots though. We swiftly just move past that little moment of embarrassment as Forrest just continues hitting headshots left and right. It's 3 of them right now, and he's looking for the last one here. Ascillion all alone in a 1 versus 3. No bomb plant, and they've got him blocked in. Forrest goes back for more. He wanted the quad kill, and he'll get it as well.
That's the kind of Forrest you want to see open things up, active on the map, engaged, chasing down kills. He said it in that interview. He said he doesn't want to be an in-game leader. He's just a guy who's always just shot headshots throughout his career. That's what he wants to focus on, and this time you can see him going hunting. A beautiful pistol round for him, and if that gets him started, if that gets him heated up already, Heroic's in for a real tough time. We saw NIP actually, remember, they dominated Ghost Gaming on this map, and Ghost, we saw the very next day, no slouches on Nuke, so NIP going to be dangerous. Freiburg now, hoping someone's going to walk into his crosshair. It's Lecro to open things up with the scout.
Yeah, clean headshot, taking down S-Tag. They do have some upgraded armor and pistols on that Heroic side, which is quite natural since they did not get the bomb plant down, so no real surprises yet. Some of the games yesterday were just force-up upon force-up, so we'll see if it's going to be a bit more back to standard now, or if we're going to continue the madness.
Right through the smoke. This is a bit of a duel outside. Heroics, this is some nice patience allowing the scout to go for a pick. Trying to tag some players for the Deagles to have an early cleanup, but equally NIP is countering it so well, using very tough angles. Lecro pulls out the pistol. Not committed. He's only at 24, and Get Right. All the meanwhile, the Lurker. No one watching for this, and that shotgun is coming to play from behind, and Get Right's going to be able to get a second.
I'll tell you what, Moses, if I was going to go for a sneak ninja play, you know, silent creeping around, I don't know if I'd bring the auto shotgun. It doesn't stay, you know...
Yeah, you don't stay hidden for long, do you? But at the same time, I mean, you know, when you hear that noise behind you rather than in front of you, that's got to be, you know, it's a brown pants moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Second round for NIP. They were quite careful not to overduel Heroic out there. Like, they really kept it safe. Smart play.
You gotta, oh, great utility work in Lecro. He's got out in the open. He's gotta fight this. He gets both kills. He can fall away now. He's in a lot of pressure, but Forrest is here as well, and nobody falls. Lecro goes low, but NIP shuts it down outside. 3-0 very quickly, and now the AK is gonna come out for Heroic.
Yeah, job well done for NIP. Not losing anybody in that round, and only 3 kills right now on the Heroic side, but it doesn't really matter. It's pretty much early on. AWP picked up from Rez, and Get Right sticks with the auto shotgun, which is not a big surprise either. We'll see what Heroic can do here on the T side once they have rifles. So many cool strats we've seen lately. Some of those A rushes have been really impressive. Maybe Heroic can find a way to duplicate some of that. So far, Freiburg is the one lurking outside, and they've got the whole wall up, so he can easily make it down if he wants to.
Yeah, Dennis is down there on the stairs waiting at old Freiburg. He's not going to be going anywhere. Too low of HP now. He's got to sit out of the fight. He kind of gets turned into a very passive, maybe a flank watcher, maybe a lurker, but he cannot be on the front lines. Lecro again dinks up Mertz, finishes him off as well. Trying to cross when the smoke wall disappears. And that's what you get.
What an angle that is from Lecro. He's looking through the railing and the stairs. Very hard to spot, although S-Tag not having any problems with it. Forrest is going to be taking down Modi. It's still a 3-on-4 here, and they're dropping quite low. Rez will take down Ascillion, and I think that's probably going to be the round here. NIP just need to play it smart now. Time. Oh my god. That looked like it was about to go straight through the wall, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. I mean, Freiburg's going to go down no matter what. There's Dennis popping up at the right moment. S-Tag, that one kill, the only kill in the round. They know he's outside. They know he was in the warehouse. All they can really hope to do is take guns away. But NIP playing it smart in this situation. No one moving. Everyone just watching angles. They have the bomb down back towards the T entrance, and now they have a better idea of where he is, and Dennis closes it down. This is scary. I don't know if it's because Freiburg got brought so low so quickly, but that's stalled out. And I mean, listen, you can't run the gauntlet outside. There's so much emphasis on that from the defense every single round that, you know, if you try and cross that with no smokes, you're just going to lose too much, whether it's HP, whether it's players in general.
Yeah, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, right, Moses? And maybe the plan was for Freiburg to go down secret stairs, but you're right, when he's on 9 health, he might be like, I'm not really going to make it through this hallway, guys. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe it was him to get down and do something on his own solo to kind of cause, you know, distraction or wreak havoc in the defense. But the utility now coming through, and again, it's only one player, it's only Freiburg. Does it better this time, and Dennis, that Molotov, going to hold him off, and he's going to get a new angle.
Perfect kind of start for NIP in front of the home crowd. Dennis, smoke is just, but they see them going back and forth on the other side and get right. Oh, if they come back here, he's going to chew them up. This auto shotgun. This is not a corner you check. You maybe are ready for him to be in hut. It's very, very hard to see this coming, and he actually gets the kill on Modi straight away. Did take a little bit of damage from the CZ-75. Just want to fall back and play it safe. They're going to catch him. It's not bad at all. Forest still hitting headshots. A little bit of spray will eventually get himself killed, but it's just fine. Losing 2 people is acceptable for NIP in a round like this. They're still building money. Let's see what Heroic can do. I haven't seen anything out of them yet that makes me think they're ready to sort of take control back of this game.
No, and the tough part is they haven't really done a great job of even getting kills in some of these rounds. So NIP has a great bank as well. If you're a Heroic, you got to win 2 or 3 in a row before you're going to have the reprieve of a save round. Or a half-buy. I think this might slow down. You might try and allow Mertz with the AWP to get something. Astillion. Yeah, that trying to spam through the smoke. Actually, it's quick. Oh, how did he get that? Switches out to the AK. He builds upon it. It's Blackbro to save him. And they keep pushing. They keep pushing the envelope, but it's not working.
An absolutely illegal brand of Counter-Strike coming out from Forest. Mighty jumping and still hitting headshots. Rez will take down Modi, and now it's all on Mertz. They've got to be wondering. He was so quick around the corner. He was just jumping and flying into Mini. And somehow that did not work. I don't think I've seen that very often.
Sideswiped him, didn't he?
Outrageous.
Unreal. 5-0. It's about to be 6-0. And again, this is, I mean, I thought they were going to slow it down. They finally got Mertz on the AWP. He did find 1 kill, but it's in a 1 versus 5. I don't even know if he'll be able to get 2. He's gonna have to overextend himself to chase it down. But Heroic, I mean, when they're going fast like this, they're just losing so much so quick. And Forrest, a little bit of luck that round, but just in general in this game, starting from the pistol, he's been on point.
Don't laugh. It's not funny, Forrest. You stop this. Look at this madness. He's completely occupied, flying around. Oh my.
Aztec threw his mouse off the table.
Yeah, they've got. Are they surrendering already? They've got their hands up. What's going on here?
What is this? I mean, they think something's funny.
All right, a little bit of a team moment. Trying to get everyone back in line. Might be an internal meme, maybe.
Maybe like a little bit of an inside joke.
Those are good. If they can anything to keep your spirits high, it's only the first 6 rounds of a best of 3. So you really don't want to lose your hope just yet. And they're playing T side of Nuke, and they've only had like what 2 rifle rounds, and they've been shut down. So there are lots of ways that you can rationalize this and say, okay, let's try and find a way back. We just need a couple of good openings in the next round, and maybe we'll be all right. It's obviously a great beginning here for NIP. All going down. Oh. I mean, peppered on the other side, aren't they? They're not even close to making it past. How is he going to get that? I want to know Forrest's headshot ratio at this point. I feel like all of his kills nearly are just all headshots.
It's so nasty, isn't it? I mean, look at all the damage they've taken just trying to go through that smoke wall. Two deaths, 2 players down to below 40 HP. So this has been happening time and time again. Part of the reason why they haven't really had any success in those gun rounds is even when they have the rifles, crossing is just way too costly. Now everyone gets to be patient on the NIP side. Starting to feel like one of those games for Forest, right? And if you're Heroic and you start to get that feeling as well, mentally you just sort of shut down.
Yeah, because, I mean, obviously he is a legend, but everyone's tried to play against Forest at some point when he has one of these games, and he is kind of scary when he gets in that move. It's almost well handled by Dennis. Could have definitely had both of them, but it doesn't really matter. Again, losing 1 or 2 rifles here and there, and IP just don't care about that kind of thing right now. They've got plenty of money. Forrest is 12-2.
Yeah, he's having himself a day and a half right now. You might be wondering why he doesn't get the plant down. They have the full losing bonus, and they have about $1,700 to $2,000 already built up. So in his head, he's saying, "Oh, there's the boy.
Yeah,
there's our lad."
Heaton himself.
I played against Heaton once back in the day.
How did that work out for you?
It was just a practice game.
Oh,
It still didn't go well.
Still didn't go well. I've said this before, and as much as I love Emil, I think someone should remember as well Potty, just as the other legend.
Potty's the one that's always been hidden in the shadows, but definitely the founders of this NIP organization and the guys who really put it on the map way back when, and then revived it just one more time. And here they are playing on the biggest stages. Get right. Right outside the hut. Forest already dropping down. They have the smoke walls outside Heroic, but they didn't cross, so that's probably why you see no health removed from those bars on the right side of the screen. Most players in lobby, this feels like it's just going to be a timing hit on the upper bomb site, and I mean, why not go for it? Nothing else has worked.
But who's going to be the player to step up here for Heroic? Somebody has to crack open that bomb site, roll into it. They need somebody to actually be the tip of that spear, because right now they're all falling very flat, and you can see them also just sort of shuffling about. There's no like clear decision making going on right now, so need the entry. 50 seconds, and they are waiting for it. You might be right on the timing hit. Indeed, pretty much all stacked up here. Freiburg might make a little bit of noise outside just to make whoever is in mini turn around, but they've already lost Muddy, and that's Dennis taking the initiative away from them. S-Tag with one good return, taking now Get Right, but Dennis, he's right in between. This is going to be such a surprise, and he still loses the fight to Silly, and probably should have gone down then. Now, a 4-on-3, a big chance for Heroic Mertz, picking up Rez. The bomb is dropped for a minute. Lekro getting a big double kill, and almost got the last one in there, but now Forest coming in from behind, and it's a 1-on-1. Forest versus